Rise and shine. This is Good Day Tampa Bay.
Getting a college education is very expensive. Many of us take out big loans, and it takes us years, if not decades, to pay them off. And now the state is pushing for yet another tuition hike. So paying for college could end up being even pricier. Well, a lot of people have taken out loans and paying them back. Well, they're not paying them back, and the colleges are suing them for money. Now, this is a brand new thing that's going on. So can they legally come after you? That's the question we want to know today. Joining us today to discuss it, we have Assistant State Attorney Felix+Vega. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Jen. Important topic.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. So let's start with these colleges who have filed lawsuits against graduates for defaulting on one specific type of student loans, and that's the Perkins loans.
Right, we're talking about strictly Perkins loans for these lawsuits, and started with the University of Pennsylvania, George Washington University, and also Yale. They started going after students because these are actually privately held loans by the university, even though they're federally funded, up to $1 billion. But the way the Perkins loans work is that if people don't repay them, they can't then make loans to future students down the road. So they've gone and started suing people for about $4,000 to $5,000 is the average, and that's on top of when they've already paid back about $20,000. So this is a trend that you're going to see a lot more. There are other alternatives, but these are what the Perkins loans, it's important that they get the repayment so that, like I said, they can pay them forward, so to speak.
Sure.
But what the president proposed recently is that he wants to inject $8.5 billion more into the Perkins loans program, so people will go to college, but then in the end, they don't think of it as they have to repay it. It looks like it's free money, and that's where you start to get into trouble.
Oh, wow. Yeah, if it looks like free money, then you just go to school and you think you're done with it.
Right, and that's part of the recruiting effort of the schools is they come in and say, why don't you come to our university? We've got loans, we've got scholarships. It's the loans that really hurt people in the end.
And you just said it, student loan debt is now the highest percentage of personal debt in America.
Yeah, this is a story that really has been underreported over the past couple months. In 2012, student loan debt actually went up to about $1 trillion. We can take a look at our graphic that we have here. The total consumer debt in the United States is $11.34 trillion. That's your personal debt, like your car loan, your student loans, credit cards, anything that's consumer related. It's 11.7% of that is now student loans. It's a full percentage point higher than credit card debt in this country.
Wow. Now, from my personal experience, and we were talking about, I'm paying $300 a month for student loans. You're paying $600. There are options if you aren't able to pay. There's forbearance and those kind of things, so you don't default. But if you do default, there are some pretty big consequences, right?
Right, and the average time that you have to start repaying your loans is about 9 months after you finish school, and then you get another 4-month grace period before they start reporting you to creditors. But then, like you said, if you go into default, that's where you really start getting into trouble, because they can take the money directly out of your paycheck, and that's on average about 10 to 15% of your monthly pay, or however your pay scale works, if you get paid every other week, for example. Even if you go into a 401k program, for example, a lot of people started cashing them out to move to other careers or switch careers, move on with their lives or pay down debt. They take that same 15% off the top of your total 401k. And so you're getting hit there in addition to IRS penalties as well. So it's not just your paycheck, it's also, you don't get your tax refunds as well. That goes automatically your student loans in the end.
They're going to get their money one way or other.
Yes, exactly.
So really quick, aside from loans and scholarships, parents also have alternatives, especially in Florida. Here we have the prepaid college programs, right?
This is very important to point out. Prepaid college program, they now call it Florida 529. It kind of acts like a reverse 401k. But what people need to realize is you need to start saving today. For example, I was going to run this example with Kristen because she just had her baby in September.
Yes.
She would need to start saving now about $529 per month into this program. By 2029, her balance in her account would be $156,000. In 2030, tuition for 1 year in the state of Florida anticipated to be $42,000. And what it'll do is every year it'll pay itself down. That's only for 4 years of college, not grad school, not law school, not med school. It is going to get really expensive, so parents need to start saving now and also teach fiscal responsibility to their children.
You're making parents this morning
very
sweat.
nervous. Yes,
very
I am.
nervous. They're going to reconsider having that second or third child.
Exactly.
Probably.
It's just double and triple that number, and that's how much money you're paying every month.
All right. Thank you so much, State Attorney Felix+Vega.
Thanks, Jen.
Always nice to see you.
Great to be here.
Coming up, the shining spotlight on a serious issue. This week's hometown hero is sharing her story in hopes of saving a life. We'll be right back.